think that it works. So, obviously, I mean, they played it 2 games in a row. It must be working in scrims. There's 10 seconds to go. Are Griffin just going to try and prove themselves that third time is the charm? Morgana would be the most coveted pick here if they want to run that strategy. But it seems dangerous. Okay, Morg is going to be locked in, so not necessarily running funnel just yet.
We'll see if the funnel is coming. This would suggest no, and Tarzan even has Smite. Whoa, what a decent choice there. But Tarzan, Morgana Swain could be an entire bot lane duo. This is what they tried to run when Chovy was in the lineup, but Chovy got dunked and then some. In the bot lane in that series against Afrika, aiming Varus just ran over. The Swain had more than a flame horizon above him, and that wasn't due to any funnel. That was just a 2v2 victory. But we all know where Hanwha Life will go in terms of the jungle tier list. More and more teams copying them and saying that Kindred is basically first rotation in every game. They will take it on the blue side for Seonghwan.
Yeah, Seonghwan going to be playing that as well, which does certainly stand out in a lot of our minds because he is so aggressive early on. You do have a lot of tools to move around the map, lock down as many marks as you possibly can, but also get some pretty sweet ganks off. And we know that Seonghwan is known for that. The First Blood King was, of course, his title when he was playing super well, but the Ezreal-Zoe combination is once again going to be employed. We've seen this go up and down so far here in the LCK.
This time it's not going to be necessarily paired with a Tahm Kench. Can still be very viable, Atlas, but I can...
Much Griffin as Hanwha Life Esports to decide what they're going to do. Of course, not going to be funnel over their side either, given the Kindred is in the roster. We do have the Braum being picked up here for Key, though, and we'll see what they round out the roster with now, as Linderung's pick could potentially just be the Mundo, but with the last pick open here for Griffin, it's likely they don't want to run it into a potential Darius from Sword.
Gragas has evolved with his changes on 8-13 to be a very reliable top laner. This would be what they're selecting. It would deny away the Gragas cask as an answer for the Lamb's Respite. And right now, Griffin don't have an AoE disengage option. Alistar is available and an old favorite, but I don't think we're going to see an Alistar. We're actually seeing a hover on the Quinn. You laugh, but there's definitely some Quinn players around.
Oh, dude, I'm one of them, man. I've been loving the Quinn on the top side of the map. She just abuses people. The fact that Harrier now works really, really well is great. We're not going to see it. No. It's going to be Mundo, but damn, it would have been cool if it was Quinn.
So let's see what this all means. Going to be the Morgana Swain bot lane after all. Viper back on an awesome dude. The Mundo from Sword, an old favorite. Pretty calm farm lane outside of some early-in opportunities. Because you don't have to have as extended trades as you do with Blood Razor. Another thing I felt, as we're seeing Braum take a lot of free damage here.
Yeah, actually, he could just die as the shield has come in from the Guardian, but it doesn't matter. Jumps into the sky and then into the Death Chamber. The ultimate.
He's been spotted here. Maybe not. Lava walking up.
Yeah, Lava certainly has been spotted. Assassin's Path could get Rather here very quickly. Shadow Assault comes down as Lava has been ignited. The passive is running, but Trouble Bubble gets it. Another teleport is Linderung. He's the one that's too far forward now. Ultimate comes down from Sword, but he's taking a lot of damage still. Seonghwan hops out of the way, but it's not far enough as Tarzan grabs the kill. And Lahen's now with the Soul Shackles gets one stun. They haven't taken the turret. It's a double kill for the Trundle as he's now tanking up turret. No, in fact, it's Viper as Lahen's grabs it now as well. And they dove that beautifully on the side of Griffin.
Griffin, calm down. It's 13 minutes into multi-man ults this game as well that have been very important, like on the turret dive that we showed earlier.
Yep. There's Lava. He's getting dove on. It's another ult to come out from Rather as this time he should... No, he can't! As they get into the Lamb's Respite, now the ults to layer on top, and the stasis once again is going to be there. Lahen's grabs the kill as Rather dodges out of the way of the True Shot Barrage, but only barely, like you allude to, Papa.
Both solo lanes, and even the Iceborne Gauntlet Ezreal isn't going to be doing too much damage to him early as somewhat.
Okay, there's not a lot of Lamb's Respite available, and that is going to be Rather picking up the kill finally. Able to utilize that ultimate. Third time's the charm for the mid laner of Griffin.
With a gold lead now for the mid laner and...
Side at the moment is Rather looking for a target. Here's the catch onto Tarzan, though. Doesn't use the subjugate, holds onto it. As True Shot Barrage almost takes him down. It's a lot of buttons utilized here as Sangyun has the Lamb's Respite and uses his stopwatch. And now it could be the re-engage to come in from Griffin. Rather goes down instantly. The Zoe is going to pop him, just not quite on the same page as his team is now. Sword has the sadism running, but can they actually keep him down as Lahen's goes in with the Soul Shackles and helps them grab at least the Gragas for the 1-for-1.
Actually, pretty poor execution there from Griffin. Rather went in when Tarzan was out of the fight from the start. Trying to buy time for Sword and Lehens to re-engage, but the re-engage does get them an Infernal Drake on the back end, or at least a start here for Sword.
And you saw what Sword was capable of there. Just tank up the whole entire team and not care about anything. If Rather had have gone in when that Mundo was there, very different team fight available.
Control objectives, so they need to make a Baron place.
Yeah, finding a pick onto the jungler who's just backing in the middle of his jungle could be a problem. Lambs of Spike comes down as Viper also buying time and space for his team. Rather flashes over, finally gets the kill into Songwon, but now Hanwha Life, do they have a decent enough position? Lehens with the classic Morgana play, flashes in, gets the stuns, and they take down the Zoe. It's two big threats missing from Hanwha, and Griffin, you were mentioning, can they speed it up? 26 minutes in, it should be the Baron.
And they do it a creative way. Viper still had his stopwatch from taking perfect timing, so had 5 seconds of stasis in the backline, the Zonias, and also the free stopwatch used for 5 seconds of invulnerability. That controlled space, Griffin on the Baron, but Hanwha Life, they're still here.
Not to mention the fact that he got his whole health bar back as well. But yeah, Griffin, 5 men now on this Baron, but Hanwha Life want to try and challenge Sword. Can tank it for basically forever as Assassin's Path gets Rather out of this fight. Linderung very, very low as now Sword. He wants to move out and just kill the Gragas. Should be able to do so as the Baron does go down. The flash comes in. It's a beautiful Black Shield, and Sword is going to survive. The Braum dies as Key once again going to fall down, and Griffin looks like they're not even going to lose anyone unless Rather dies to this red buff, and he does so. Sangyun locks him down, so it's one casualty, but Griffin still feel good.
You still definitely call it worth, Atlas. They do get the Baron. They're able to buy enough time.
Griffin couldn't find their way forward, respected the trouble bubble a lot, as now they want to try and find the fight. Viper just erupts into the ultimate. Already the Lambs of Spite does come down as Rather jumps into the backline. They move out of the circle and move into the death chamber as Griffin just diving inhibitor turrets now. Rather tanking up turrets. He knows that he's just happy to be death fodder, but he's not even going to go down. That's going to be the ace, and that's going to be the game for Griffin. Welcome back to the LCK.
Exactly what I was going to say. This is the Griffin that people have come to know and love. No more funnel. They bring out Tarzan on the Trundle into Kindred, considered a counter pick by many. He's able to outpath. They have some great moments. Lehens might win the MVP here. He was wonderful. 100% kill participation on the Morgana, and Griffin will win game 1.
Yeah, beautiful stuff here as they do clean up these Nexus turrets. Nexus going to fall as well. Viper, a beautiful performance as well on the Swain. That 5 seconds of stasis certainly looked silly as Rather does the same thing, just parkouring over the top of that Nexus. I'm not sure whether we'll see him again in game number 2. It was him that was probably the closest thing to a problem. However, everyone else, beautiful, beautiful play from Griffin.
And you just needed to see that performance because it's only the second time we're seeing them come off a loss. This was, of course, 2 days after their second loss of the season. The last time they had 2 weeks to pick it up. Griffin losing in the second round robin is actually good for their title aspirations because if they just win every game and get to a best of 5, their first best of 5 in the LCK, who knows what will happen. Bring the funnel up because maybe they need that win, Atlas. Maybe they need to win with it and say, hey,
prove
themselves with the comp. We'll wait and see. Unsure if Rather will keep his spot. Laning phase, definitely a bit up and down. The solo